Gregor Townsend insisted that Scotland were robbed of victory against France after a hugely controversial finish to Saturday's Six Nations clash at Murrayfield. Despite leading for much of the contest, Scotland were pegged back when a Louis Blbari try put France ahead with 10 minutes left to play. Yet, in the dying seconds, the Scots looked like they had won it when Sam Skinner reached out and touched down from close range. But, after deliberating with the TMO for the best part of 5 minutes, referee Nick Berry ruled that the try should not be awarded due to the ball being held up by the boot of France's Yoram Mofana. That was despite TV replays appearing to show that Skinner had touched the ball down for a try that would have won the game for Scotland. Indeed, it seemed at one point like Berry and the TMO had agreed that the ball was down, only to go back and change their mind after having another look at the big screen. When Berry eventually blew the final whistle, it was met with a chorus of boos from an furious home crowd, and Townsend cut a highly frustrated figure afterwards. "I don't understand the rationale," said Townsend. "When you see the pictures, and when you also see the conversation, the officials, have already said between them that the ball has been placed on the try line. We were celebrating in the coach's box, having seen the pictures of the ball being placed down on the try line after having been on the player's boot. That was also after hearing the communication to the referee from the TMO to say that the ball started on the foot and then went on the ground. The ref then says, 'I can also see that on the ground.' Then their last interaction was, 'Hang on, let's look at that other angle. Yeah, it's inconclusive now. Stick with your on-field decision.' It was TMO driven. If the referee is seeing the pictures we were all seeing in the stadium, maybe it's on his shoulders as well to say, 'That's the ball down, that's a try.' But the TMO was the one who changed his mind and said, 'Stick with your on-field decision.' Much of the anger inside the stadium stemmed from not only the fact that it appeared to be a legitimate try, but also the confusion in the dialogue between the referee and TMO. Pressed on whether he felt the officials had done their job properly, Townsend replied, 'I'll leave that to you guys to decide.' All I can say is that we were celebrating a win. Our players and a lot of our supporters were by the pictures we saw. We could hear the conversations. Gavin Hastings was in front of us, and the media were turning round a few times as well to ask, and I'm saying, 'Yeah, it's a try.' I'll leave it to you guys to make any comment more than that, but we believe it was a try." "I'm absolutely gutted for the players. The way the game was going in the second half, I didn't think there would be any points scored at one stage. We were in control. Although Scotland felt a clear sense of injustice at the end, they should also have been further ahead on the scoreboard. But they were left to rue some missed opportunities as they slipped to defeat against a French side who were without star man Antoine Dupont. Admitting that Scotland should have been more clinical, Townsend said, "It's sport, we know that, and we have to be better. That's why you play and coach, to win but also to get better. We have to make sure we take winning and losing out of the hands of referees and TMOs. We put a lot of pressure on their line-out, but against the top teams in the world you have to be more than 6 points ahead." Townsend also heaped praise on Harry Paterson, the 22-year-old Edinburgh fullback who was drafted into the team at the last minute on Friday morning. After Kyle Staines' wife had gone into labour, it was Paterson who stepped up to make just his 8th start in senior rugby. He looked the part and played well, with Townsend saying, "It's one of the best debuts I've ever seen." "We were playing a top 3, top 4 team in the world. Going up against that French backline, on a wet day at Murrayfield, he was excellent. I gave him a heads up that he could be playing about 9 o'clock this morning, then confirmed it with him at 10 a.m. To play like that was fantastic and gives us a lot of encouragement about where Harry can go over these next few years." Single quote.